Hello everyone. So today I'm going to be talking about what are the things that you should look for to find the best nursery, daycare, childminder, childcare or play school for your baby, toddler or kid. First point, cleanliness. So when you book a visit, first most thing that you should be looking for is cleanliness. Cleanliness as in when you visit, you check if the floor has carpet. It can be something like, if the floor has carpet, then you can check with them, how many times these carpets are being cleaned, and not just vacuuming or spray clean the spots, but the thorough cleaning. How many times does it happen? What's their schedule? Then you can check, if there are bins around the area around it. Is it in a safe place, not in a reach of kids? And if you can take a glance at the kitchen, from a distance, maybe you can check if you can take a glance at the chef, how they carry themselves. Is there a uniform or they wear casuals? And how the space all in all looks like, the dishes, the racks, the worktop. Then you can check the toys, the things that are around, in accessible to your child. Do they look clean and tidy and nice and organized, and that they don't look like old plastic? The books, do they look clean and good enough? This creates the aura around your child for hygiene purpose and also to create a good habit in your child. Second point, staff. So the first most thing that attracted me towards the nursery that my baby goes to, it's the staffing. So when I visited the nursery that I decided to go with, the staff looked very calm, happy and passionate about what they are doing. And that's really important. They have to be good influence for your child because they are spending the whole day with your child. And needless to mention, a child learns from what they see. It also decides the overall culture around the nursery, and your baby is going into that culture and for a long time, a week. So it is important to see the staffing, the culture, the management. What are the plans in place to involve parents around the activities and plans of nursery? How much the parents are involved, how much they are valued, how the staff coordinates with parents to help smoothen the overall process of childcare and building the right habits. It can be, that they coordinate with you around sleep routine, and they coordinate with you around meals, and just in general, how much they value and involve parents. The third thing, it's one of the best point, that is rating. So there must be, government body that regulates and investigates and checks all the measures for each nursery in your area, and they provide a rating, maybe out of 5 stars or something like that. And they will also explain in their report, what are all the checks that they do for you, and how that particular nursery has performed on all those checks and measures. And these checks are very important because there are certain measures that we cannot see from our visits, and we can only check from these ratings. So it is very important. It can also be your first step to filter out the nurseries that you are going to visit. What are all these checks then? These checks can be effectiveness of leadership and management in that nursery, quality of teaching, learning and assessment, and outcomes for children. The fourth point is activities. So what are all the activities that they do around babies and toddlers and kids, and whether it includes outdoors and indoors both, whether it includes books, like book reading? Does it involve soft plays like slides and ball pit? Do they involve sensory items for these babies? And is there some mathematical activities for kids? Activities can be, gardening, playing with soil pit, knowing all the different type of species. Could be, getting to know the worms and insects, some stacking and other sorts of toys that enhances brain development. With babies, it might not be possible because they don't know how to interact with each other. They usually play on their own around each other. But as they grow, being a toddler or a kid, are there activities, that involves interacting to each other? Could include some cultural activities like music, dance, and just in general, some sort of games that they have to interact with each other. Fifth point, word of mouth. That is like one of the most important thing, word of mouth. So if you have friends and family who can tell, who can recommend a nursery, a play school for you that they have sent their kids to and they had a good experience, and you can see the nice outcomes in their children, that will be like, the best. And it does work, guys, because they do magic. You can learn from their experience. They have already gone through that phase, when their child was 15 months old or 18 months old, and they went through some growth spurts, some phase, and how they dealt with it, and in general how happy their baby is when they are going to the nursery, and how their baby is when they are coming back from the nursery, and all that sorts, how active and how much their baby learned, and what sorts of changes that they observed in their baby when they sent to this particular nursery. It will help a lot. So keep up the good work. Do plan your visits to these nurseries and play schools. And if you want to book multiple visits. I'm sure they welcome multiple visits if required. The key to finding the right nursery is don't rush into taking a decision, and start early so you don't end up in a long waiting queue. Happy visiting.